The hospital doors swung shut behind Dr. Evan Miller, the whoosh of air-conditioned air replaced by the humid kiss of a summer night. His shoulders slumped with the weight of a 36-hour shift. Every muscle ached, a symphony of exhaustion playing just beneath his skin. The city lights blurred, a kaleidoscope of colors he barely registered. He just wanted his bed, the silence of his apartment. He trudged on, each step a testament to his weary body and mind. He thought about the patients he'd seen, the lives he'd touched. The victories were always hard won, the losses even harder to bear. It was the burden of his oath, the weight he carried with a heavy heart. Tonight it felt heavier than usual. The shift had been relentless, a whirlwind of emergencies and critical cases. He had performed back-to-back surgeries, each one a race against time. He had comforted families, delivered both good and bad news. Meals were hurried, often just a few bites between calls. The sterile smell of antiseptic clung to him, a constant reminder of the lives in his hands. The clock seemed to move in slow motion, each minute stretching into eternity. As he stepped out, the night sky offered a brief respite, a canvas of stars above the bustling city. He took a deep breath, the cool night air a small comfort against the fatigue. The streets were quieter now, the usual city noise replaced by a serene stillness. Despite the exhaustion, he knew he would be back, ready to face another day, another challenge. A flash of red, a splash of color against the gray pavement, broke through Dr. Miller's fatigue-induced haze. A child's bicycle lay twisted on the sidewalk, its red paint scratched and dull. A knot of fear tightened in his gut. This was no ordinary accident. He moved swiftly, his doctor's instincts kicking in, adrenaline chasing away the lingering exhaustion. There, lying amidst the debris, was a young girl, her face pale, her breathing shallow. Her leg, twisted at an unnatural angle, told a story of pain and trauma. The world around them faded away as Dr. Miller knelt beside her. He checked her pulse, his fingers searching for a steady beat against her clammy skin. It was faint, thready, a fragile thread holding on to life. He knew he had to act fast. Every second counted. Doubt gnawed at him, a relentless whisper in the back of his mind. He was off duty, exhausted, running on fumes. The weight of the day's events bore heavily on his shoulders. Could he, should he, even try to help? The questions swirled in his mind, each one more pressing than the last. He thought of the hospital, a mere 10 blocks away, equipped to handle such emergencies. The familiar halls and the reassuring hum of medical equipment seemed so far yet so close. But then he looked at the girl, her face contorted in pain, her life ebbing away with each passing moment. No, he couldn't wait. The urgency of the situation pierced through his fatigue. He was a doctor sworn to heal, to alleviate suffering. His training kicked in, overriding his exhaustion. His oath transcended time and place, duty hours and exhaustion. It was a commitment that knew no boundaries. This was his calling, here and now. The realization hit him with a clarity that cut through the fog of his tired mind. Taking a deep breath, Dr. Miller pushed aside his exhaustion. He summoned every ounce of strength he had left. He reached for his phone, dialing 911, his voice firm and steady despite the tremor in his hand. The gravity of the situation demanded his full attention. "This is Dr. Evan Miller. I have a young girl, critical condition, possible compound fracture, head trauma. Need an ambulance at..." His words were precise, each one a lifeline. He rattled off the location, his eyes never leaving the girl. Every second counted, and he knew it. The weight of her life, so young, so fragile, settled on his shoulders. The responsibility was immense, and he could feel the pressure mounting with every passing second. He gently assessed her injuries, speaking in soothing tones despite the urgency in his voice. His hands moved with practiced precision, each touch calculated to minimize her pain. He needed to stabilize her, buy time until the paramedics arrived. Every moment was critical, and he knew that his actions could mean the difference between life and death. He carefully straightened her leg, the bone protruding at a grotesque angle. The sight was harrowing, but he couldn't afford to hesitate. The girl moaned, a low whimper escaping her lips. Her pain was palpable, and it tugged at his heartstrings. "It's all right," he murmured, his voice thick with emotion. "I'm here to help." He hoped his words would provide some comfort, even if only a little. He knew he had to set the bone, knew the pain it would cause, but it was a necessary agony. The procedure was delicate, and he had to be both swift and gentle. He looked around, his eyes scanning the debris for anything he could use. The chaotic scene offered little in the way of proper medical supplies. His eyes fell on a piece of wood from a broken crate, and a nearby shop awning provided a cleanish piece of canvas. It wasn't ideal, but it was better than nothing. It would have to do. He had no other choice but to make the best of what he had. He ripped the canvas into makeshift bandages, his mind racing, calculating, improvising. Every second counted, and he couldn't afford to waste any time. The sidewalk became his operating room, a place where urgency met improvisation. The streetlights, usually meant to guide pedestrians, now served as his surgical lamps, casting a harsh glow on the scene. With steady hands, he set the bone, his fingers moving with the precision of a seasoned professional. The girl's scream was swallowed by the city's din, a cacophony of sounds that seemed indifferent to her pain. He worked quickly, efficiently, years of training kicking in, guiding his every move. He used the wood as a splint, a simple yet effective solution in the absence of proper medical supplies. Securing it with the canvas bandages, he ensured it was tight enough to hold, but not too tight to cause more pain. His movements were precise despite the tremor of exhaustion that ran through him, a testament to his resilience. Each action was a testament to his commitment, a reflection of his unwavering dedication to his profession. His dedication to his oath, a promise to heal and protect, was evident in every gesture. He was no longer just a man, weary and spent from the day's trials, but a conduit of healing, channeling all his knowledge and skill into this moment. A beacon of hope in the gathering darkness, his presence a light in the girl's despair. He talked to the girl throughout, his voice a constant soothing balm against the pain. He told her stories, weaving silly anecdotes from his childhood, anything to keep her conscious, to keep her fighting through the ordeal. He never faltered, his resolve as steady as his hands, never letting the fear show in his eyes, for he was her anchor, her only hope in this dire situation. In that moment, he was more than just a doctor. He was a lifeline, a symbol of hope and resilience. Minutes stretched into an eternity. He monitored her pulse, willing it to stay strong, praying the ambulance would arrive soon. The wail of sirens in the distance was a symphony to his ears. Relief washed over him, a tangible wave that threatened to buckle his knees. He had done all he could. Now it was up to fate and the paramedics to see her through. He held her hand, his own hand trembling with exhaustion and the adrenaline that was slowly draining away. The paramedics were efficient, professional, their movements honed by countless emergencies. He briefed them quickly, his words concise, every detail etched in his memory. They loaded her onto a stretcher, her small hand still clinging to his. As they wheeled her away, her eyes met his, a flicker of recognition in their depths. He smiled, a weary but genuine smile, and gave her hand a reassuring squeeze. "You're going to be all right," he whispered, hoping she could hear him, hoping he was right. He watched the ambulance disappear into the night, its flashing lights a receding beacon of hope. He stood there for a moment, the weight of the night pressing down on him, the enormity of what had transpired washing over him. He was covered in blood, sweat, and grime, his body aching, his mind numb. But beneath it all, he felt a sense of satisfaction, the quiet pride of a job well done. He had answered the call, had honored his oath in the most unexpected of circumstances. Later, much later, when he was finally home, showered and in clean clothes, he learned the girl's name was Emily. He called the hospital, his voice trembling slightly as he identified himself. "She's going to be fine," the nurse assured him. "You saved her life, doctor. You're a hero." He hung up, the word hero echoing in his ears. He wasn't a hero, he thought, just a man who had done what he was trained to do. But deep down he knew it was more than that. It was about compassion, about answering a call that transcended duty and exhaustion. His apartment, usually a sanctuary of peace and quiet, felt different tonight. The silence seemed louder, the emptiness more profound. He thought about Emily, about the long road to recovery that lay ahead of her. He thought about her parents, their fear and relief. And then he thought about himself, about the fatigue that clung to him like a shroud, about the emotional toll that his job often took. He had been tired, yes, but he had also been lucky. Lucky to be alive, to have the skills and the opportunity to make a difference. He knew that Emily's story would stay with him, a reminder of the fragility of life, the importance of his oath, and the quiet heroism that resided within him. He went to bed, but sleep wouldn't come. He lay there, the events of the night replaying in his mind's eye. He saw Emily's pale face, heard her whimpers of pain, felt the weight of her life in his hands. He knew he would carry this memory with him, a bittersweet reminder of the burden and the privilege of being a doctor. The next morning, as he drove back to the hospital, the city seemed different. The honking horns, the traffic jams, the usual urban chaos. It all seemed less jarring, less significant. He had looked into the abyss the night before, had stared death in the face, and emerged victorious. His own problems, his fatigue, his anxieties all seemed trivial in comparison. He had been given a gift, he realized, a chance to truly appreciate the gift of life, the power of healing, the extraordinary privilege of being a doctor. He parked his car and looked up at the imposing facade of the hospital, the morning sun glinting off its windows. It wasn't just a building, he thought. It was a beacon of hope, a place where lives were saved, where miracles happened every day. He walked towards the entrance, his steps lighter, his heart full. He was a doctor, and this was his calling, his purpose. He would face whatever challenges came his way, knowing that he had the power to heal, to comfort, to make a difference in the world, one patient at a time. He was just a man, yes, but he was also a doctor. And that, he realized, made all the difference. He disappeared through the hospital doors, ready to face another day, another challenge, his spirit renewed by the memory of a young girl named Emily and the extraordinary night he had saved her life. Pause 3S. The doctor reflects on the day's events, feeling a deep sense of fulfillment and purpose. The girl, now recovering, smiles gratefully at her savior. The community comes together to celebrate the heroic act, and the doctor is honored for their bravery and quick thinking. The chapter ends with a message of hope and the importance of helping others in times of need. Pause 2S. The hospital room is filled with soft light as the doctor sits beside Emily's bed, her small hand in his. She smiles up at him, her eyes full of gratitude. Outside, the community gathers, their faces alight with admiration and thankfulness. Pause 1S. The camera pans over a makeshift stage in the town square where the doctor stands, a modest smile on their face as the mayor hands them a plaque. Applause fills the air, a symphony of appreciation for the one who made a difference. Pause 1S. The scene transitions to a montage of neighbors helping neighbors, small acts of kindness that ripple through the community. A voiceover echoes the sentiment. In times of need, it is the small acts of courage and compassion that bind us together. Pause 2S. The final shot captures the doctor walking away from the celebration, the sun setting behind them. Their silhouette is a beacon of hope, a reminder that heroism lies not in grand gestures, but in the unwavering commitment to help others. Pause 1S. The screen fades to black and the words appear, "Together we can make a difference. Never underestimate the power of kindness and compassion." Pause 3S. Music swells and the video ends, leaving viewers with a profound sense of hope and the importance of community. Pause 3S. As the sun sets on the town's celebration, the camera shifts to various households, capturing intimate moments of gratitude and solidarity. Pause 2S. In one home, a family sits down for dinner, their faces reflecting relief and appreciation for the doctor's heroic act. In another, children draw pictures of the doctor, their hero, as their parents look on with pride. Pause 1S. The camera then moves to a local community center where volunteers are organizing supplies for those in need. Pause 1S. The doctor's influence has inspired a wave of generosity and kindness, a ripple effect that touches every corner of the community. Pause 2S. The voiceover continues. One act of bravery can spark countless acts of kindness. When we come together, we create a tapestry of support and resilience. Pause 1S. The scene transitions to a montage of people helping each other, from neighbors sharing meals to strangers offering support. Pause 1S. The final shot captures the doctor standing at the edge of town, looking out over the community they've helped heal. Pause 1S. The screen fades to black and the words appear, "Your actions can inspire others. Together we create a brighter future." Pause 3S. The music swells and the video ends, leaving viewers inspired to make a difference in their own communities. Pause 2S. The doctor, now a local hero, continues to inspire the community with his selfless acts. Pause 1S. His story spreads, encouraging others to step up in times of need. Pause 1S. The girl he saved, now fully recovered, visits him to express her gratitude. Pause 2S. Together, they start a community initiative to train more people in first aid and emergency response. Pause 1S. The camera captures the first training session with the doctor and the girl leading a group of eager participants, their faces lit with determination and hope. Pause 2S. The ripple effect of his actions continues to grow, making the world a better place, one act of kindness at a time. Pause 2S. The scene concludes with a shot of the doctor and the girl standing before a group of newly trained first responders, their smiles reflecting a shared sense of purpose and fulfillment. Pause 2S. The music swells and the screen fades to black, leaving viewers with a powerful message. Your actions can inspire others. Together we create a brighter future. Pause 3S. The doctor, now hailed as a hero, reflects on the day's events. Pause 1S. Sitting in his quiet office, he gazes out the window at the bustling community he helped save. Pause 1S. The gratitude he feels is overwhelming, a testament to the lives he has touched. Pause 1S. The girl he saved is on the road to recovery, her resilience a beacon of hope. Pause 1S. Pause 2S. As he holds a thank you card from the girl's family, his eyes well up with tears. Pause 1S. The emotional aftermath of the ordeal sinks in, but so does a renewed sense of purpose. Pause 1S. He realizes that his journey is far from over. Pause 1S. Pause 2S. The scene shifts to the doctor addressing a gathering of young medical students, his voice filled with passion and conviction. Pause 1S. Each of you has the power to make a difference, he says, his eyes scanning the eager faces before him. Pause 1S. Never underestimate the impact of your actions. Pause 1S. Pause 2S. The camera pans to the students, their expressions a mix of admiration and determination. Pause 1S. The doctor's story has ignited a spark within them, a desire to follow in his footsteps. Pause 1S. Pause 2S. The scene concludes with the doctor walking through the hospital corridors, his head held high. Pause 1S. The journey has been long and arduous, but it has led to a profound realization. Pause 1S. As the screen fades to black, the final message appears. In every challenge lies an opportunity. Embrace it and you can change the world. Pause 3S. P1S. The doctor reflects on the day's events, feeling a deep sense of fulfillment and purpose. Pause 1S. The girl, now recovering, smiles gratefully at her savior. Pause 1S. The community comes together to celebrate the heroic act, and the doctor is honored for their bravery and quick thinking. Pause 1S. The story ends with a message of hope and the power of kindness. Pause 2S. Pause 1S. The camera captures the doctor standing in front of the hospital, surrounded by community members. Pause 1S. Banners and balloons decorate the area, and a local band plays a cheerful tune. Pause 1S. The atmosphere is one of joy and gratitude. Pause 1S. Pause 2S. The girl with a bandage on her arm but a bright smile on her face walks up to the doctor and hands him a bouquet of flowers. Pause 1S. Thank you, she says softly, her eyes filled with admiration. Pause 1S. Pause 1S. The doctor kneels down to her level, his eyes reflecting the same gratitude. Pause 1S. You are very brave, he replies, giving her a gentle hug. Pause 1S. Pause 2S. The scene shifts to a podium where the mayor stands, a microphone in hand. Pause 1S. Today we honor a true hero, the mayor announces, gesturing towards the doctor. Pause 1S. Their quick thinking and bravery have saved a precious life and brought our community closer together. Pause 1S. The crowd erupts in applause, a standing ovation for the doctor. Pause 1S. Pause 1S. The camera pans over the faces of the community members, each one showing a mix of admiration, gratitude, and inspiration. Pause 1S. The doctor's actions have not only saved a life, but also ignited a sense of unity and hope within the community. Pause 1S. Pause 2S. The final shot shows the doctor standing back, watching the celebration with a content smile. Pause 1S. The screen fades to black and the final message appears. In the face of adversity, kindness shines the brightest. Together we can make the world a better place. Pause 3S. Pause 1S. As the celebration continues, the camera shifts focus to a group of children gathered around a small table. Pause 1S. Their faces lit with curiosity and admiration. pause 1S. They are busy drawing pictures of the doctor, pause 1S, the girl, pause 1S, and the community united in celebration, pause 2S. One child, a boy with bright eyes, looks up and says, "I want to be like the doctor when I grow up," pause 1S. His friends nod in agreement, their eyes shining with newfound aspirations, pause 2S, pause 1S. The camera then pans to the doctor, pause 1S, who has noticed the children and walks over, pause 1S. Kneeling down, he looks at their drawings with a smile, pause 1S. "These are wonderful," he says, his voice filled with encouragement, pause 1S. "Remember, you can be heroes in your own way every day," pause 2S, pause 1S. The children beam with pride and excitement inspired by the doctor's words, pause 1S. The scene shifts to a close-up of the doctor's face, pause 1S, a look of determination and hope in his eyes, pause 2S, pause 1S. His journey has not only saved a life, but has also planted seeds of kindness and bravery in the hearts of the next generation. Pause 2S, pause 1S. The camera pulls back to show the entire community, pause 1S, united and filled with a renewed sense of purpose. Pause 1S, the screen fades to black, pause 1S, and the final message appears. The impact of kindness transcends generations. Pause 1S, be the change you wish to see in the world. Pause 3S. Pause 1S. The doctor, now a local hero, continues to inspire the community with his selfless acts. Pause 1S. His story spreads far and wide, encouraging others to step up and make a difference. Pause 2S. The injured girl, now fully recovered, often visits the doctor, pause 1S, expressing her gratitude and sharing her own journey of recovery. Pause 2S. Together they become symbols of hope and resilience, pause 1S, showing that even in the darkest times there is always a glimmer of light. Pause 2S, pause 1S. The camera shifts to various scenes of the community, pause 1S, where acts of kindness and bravery are now common. Pause 1S. People are seen helping each other, pause 1S, supporting local initiatives, pause 1S, and creating a network of care and support. Pause 2S, pause 1S. The doctor and the girl stand together, pause 1S, watching these changes with pride, pause 1S. The girl's eyes sparkle with gratitude, pause 1S, and the doctor's face is filled with a serene sense of fulfillment, pause 2S, pause 1S. The scene fades to a montage of smiling faces, pause 1S, people coming together, pause 1S, and the community thriving, pause 2S, pause 1S. The final message appears on the screen. One act of kindness can ignite a wave of change, pause 1S. Be the light in someone's darkness, pause 3S, pause 1S. The doctor, standing by the window, reflects on the day's events, pause 1S. The weight of the long shift, pause 1S. The urgency of the makeshift operating room, pause 1S. And the ticking clock all seem like distant memories now, pause 2S, pause 1S. He feels a deep sense of fulfillment and purpose, pause 1S, knowing that his actions have made a significant impact, pause 2S, pause 1S. The camera shifts to the girl, now in her recovery room, pause 1S. She smiles, her eyes filled with gratitude, pause 1S, as she thanks the doctor for saving her life, pause 2S, pause 1S. The scene transitions to the community gathering in the town square, pause 1S, celebrating the heroism displayed by the doctor, pause 2S, pause 1S, people cheer, pause 1S, and the doctor is honored for his bravery and quick thinking, pause 2S, pause 1S. The camera captures the faces of the community members, pause 1S, each one filled with admiration and respect, pause 2S, pause 1S. The chapter ends with a message of hope, pause 1S, and the importance of kindness in our daily lives, pause 2S, pause 1S. The final message appears on the screen. In every act of kindness, pause 1S, there lies the power to change the world, pause 1S, be the hero in someone's story, pause 3S. The doctor, now a local hero, continues to inspire the community with his selfless acts. His story spreads far and wide, encouraging others to step up and make a difference. The injured girl, now fully recovered, often visits the doctor, expressing her gratitude and sharing her own journey of recovery. Together they become symbols of hope and resilience, showing that even in the darkest times, a single act of kindness can light up the world. Pause 2S. The camera pans across the town, capturing scenes of people helping each other, inspired by the doctor's heroism. A young boy helps an elderly woman with her groceries, a group of volunteers clean up a local park, and a teacher stays late to help a struggling student. These small acts of kindness, sparked by one man's bravery, create a ripple effect, transforming the community. Pause 2S. The scene transitions to a local news segment highlighting the doctor's story. The anchor speaks with admiration. In a world often overshadowed by challenges, it's stories like these that remind us of the power of compassion and the impact one person can make. Pause 2S. The final shot zooms out to show the town, now united and thriving, a testament to the enduring power of kindness and the ripple effect of one hero's journey. Pause 3S. The screen fades to black with the message, "Let your light shine, be the hero in someone's story." Pause 3S. The doctor, now hailed as a hero, reflects on the day's events and the impact of his actions. He realizes that his dedication and quick thinking have not only saved a life but also inspired a community. As he walks home, he is greeted by grateful neighbors, their faces lit with appreciation and admiration. Each "thank you" and "well done" fills him with a renewed sense of purpose, a reminder of why he chose this path. Pause 2S. The camera follows his steps, capturing the serene night as he strolls through the quiet streets. The soft glow of streetlights casts a warm, comforting light, symbolizing the hope and unity he has brought to his community. He pauses for a moment, looking up at the night sky, stars twinkling above. In this tranquil solitude, he feels a deep sense of fulfillment and a hopeful anticipation for the future. Pause 2S. The scene transitions to the doctor standing at his doorstep, a gentle smile on his face. He takes a deep breath, feeling the weight of the world lift off his shoulders. The final shot captures him entering his home, the door closing behind him with a soft click, signifying the end of one chapter and the beginning of another. Pause 3S. The screen fades to black with the message, "In every act of kindness there is the power to inspire. Be the light in someone's darkness." Pause 3S. The doctor, now a local hero, continues to inspire the community with his selfless acts. His story spreads far and wide, encouraging others to step up and make a difference. Pause 2S. The injured girl, now fully recovered, often visits the doctor to express her gratitude. Their bond, forged in a moment of crisis, strengthens with each passing day. Pause 2S. Together they embark on a mission to promote kindness and compassion in their town, creating a ripple effect of positive change. Pause 2S. The camera captures scenes of the doctor and the girl visiting schools, hospitals, and community centers, sharing their story and inspiring others to act with empathy and courage. Pause 2S. Children listen intently, their eyes wide with admiration, while adults nod in agreement, moved by the powerful message of hope and unity. Pause 2S. The final shot shows the doctor and the girl planting a tree in a park, a symbol of growth and renewal. As they step back to admire their work, the camera pans out, revealing a community transformed by their acts of kindness. Pause 2S. The screen fades to black with the message, "One act of kindness can change a life. Many acts can transform a community. Be the change you wish to see." Pause 3S. The doctor, now hailed as a hero, reflects on the day's events and the impact of his actions. He realizes that his dedication and quick thinking have not only saved a life but also inspired a community. Pause 2S. As he walks home, he is greeted by grateful neighbors and feels a renewed sense of purpose. Pause 2S. The camera captures the doctor's thoughtful expression as he takes in the warm smiles and heartfelt thank yous from those around him. Pause 2S. With each step, the weight of the day's challenges seems to lift, replaced by a profound sense of fulfillment. Pause 2S. The chapter ends with the doctor looking up at the night sky, feeling a deep sense of fulfillment and hope for the future. Pause 2S. The screen fades to black with the message, "In every challenge there is an opportunity to inspire and uplift. Embrace your journey with kindness and courage." Pause 3S. The doctor, now a local hero, continues to inspire the community with his selfless acts. His story spreads far and wide, encouraging others to step up and make a difference. The injured girl, now fully recovered, often visits the doctor, expressing her gratitude and sharing her own journey of recovery. Together, they become symbols of hope and resilience, showing that even in the darkest times, a single act of kindness can light up the world. Pause 2S. Their bond grows stronger with each passing day, reminding everyone that healing is not just physical but also emotional and spiritual. The camera captures moments of their interactions, the girl laughing with the doctor, sharing stories and spreading positivity. Pause 2S. The community, inspired by their journey, begins to rally together, organizing events and initiatives to support one another. The doctor and the girl become the heart of these gatherings, their presence a constant reminder of the power of unity and compassion. Pause 2S. The chapter ends with a montage of the doctor and the girl participating in community activities, their smiles infectious and their spirits indomitable. The screen fades to black with the message, "In every act of kindness there lies a beacon of hope. Be the light that guides others through the darkness." Pause 3S.